What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. As you can already tell, let me point out, I'm wearing the same clothes as the last video that I did on this four-wheeler because, well, it's the same day, just later in the day. As you can see, it's gotten dark out. But we got light, we got a four-wheeler that runs great now, and it's missing a winch. And yes, I did buy the Harbor Freight Special winch. That was 49 bucks after coupon. Now, say what you want. I've had this winch on one, I know for sure one other four-wheeler. I think I actually put it on two different four-wheelers. Worked great for what I used it for. I actually used it for a plow and it did the job just fine. I used it, I think, once when I was out four-wheeling. I was actually on my dirt bike. My dad was on the four-wheeler. I think we used it while we were out because it was a really muddy day. But otherwise, this is the winch we're going to install, and we did end up buying the $5 mounting plate at Harbor Freight, and these bolts did not come with it. These are ones that I had laying around. Okay, not laying around, but I had them in a thing, and we got some washers here. And I have nylon locking nuts. So, and the best thing about this plate and this four-wheeler, again, this is like a Yamaha Bruin, Grizzly, whatever. These points right here that you see me pointing at, these holes actually line up with that mounting bracket just perfectly, so it will actually mount to this. This one though, I think this one here will have to bend down a little bit to try and get that bracket to actually fit up. But first we're gonna unbolt this plate right here, pull it down, not all the way, but just enough where we can work on it and bolt everything up on the mounting plate and get that in, and then do the winch and run all the wiring. Now, as I mentioned when I was working on the carburetor, I don't know if you guys watched that video, but I left all this plastic off because when you go to run the wiring for the battery for the winch, it's nice to have an open space here. I know one of the four-wheelers I installed a winch on, I just kind of shoved everything underneath the plastic and I didn't really like it, but it worked. So this way, now that everything's open, we can run the wiring where we need to and zip tie it up to the frame, run it, make sure nothing's gonna bind or touch where we don't want it to, and hook everything up. But first, let's get that bracket on and get it all hooked up. So we'll just loosen this up and then put the bracket on. What? Thought it was a mouse for a second. I was like, what? How did that get in there? Alright, so now that this is loose, we can get to this quite easily. Yeah, this is kind of bent up, so let me get something to try and... maybe this will work. Perfect! That worked out just great. But seeing as how, I guess, bendable, pliable is the word, that was, no wonder it was bent up. But I'm about to mount a winch to it, so I guess we'll see what happens. Oh man, this is gonna be perfect. Alright, so I'm putting a washer on the nut first. I'm gonna put it through the plate and then through that hole, and then another washer and the nylon nut. We'll repeat that process for the rest of them. So we just finished up the last bolt. That's on there nice and tight and sturdy. I'm gonna go grab the winch and get the winch mounted up. All right, so let's fish this in if we can. Bada bing, bada boom. It's funny because I opened the box and they give me 3 of these washers and 4 bolts. Okay, so we'll release the clutch to free this wheel so we can pull this cable out and get it out of our way, because now we got to mount this winch. That bolt's going to go there. This bolt, if I don't drop it, it's going to go back behind the winch, through the winch's hole, through the mounting plate hole. Alright, so the winch is mounted up. That ain't going anywhere. Now we just gotta do the fair lead. And we'll grab that right now. So that's all together. Next thing we got to do is wire everything up. Now this winch, I don't know if you noticed, it did say wireless. So it does use a wireless remote to activate. And since it uses a wireless remote, seen here, this is the wireless remote module that we have to hook up to the winch. So motor connection, this is going to go to the winch, and these will go to the battery terminals. So this will get mounted somewhere where the wires can still go to the battery and stay out of the way, but also still reach the winch. So we kind of want to be somewhere here with it, but not block anything essential or be by any heat source. So I think I'm going to break out the zip ties, and I'm going to zip tie it right about here that I'm holding it. I kind of like it there. I might move it, but we'll see. So let's undo the wires, make sure they're all untangled and straight, and now we're going to run them back through, around everything here, and keep it away from moving parts. Alright, so I just ran the wires back to the battery. We're going to wrap everything up, and I'll show you guys the finished product here. Alright, now here's how I have the wires coming from. So I have the winch mounted right there. As you can see, the box is there. I still have to clip the zip ties, and the wires I have running underneath the cooler, up along the frame, over the strut tower, not under it or through it because I don't want them to get pinched. Right through here, around the gas tank, underneath it, along the frame here, zip tied there, zip tied there. The ground wire is pretty much where it's going to be. Now for the hot wire, the positive, there is a relay that they include. I'm going to wrap this in electrical tape really quick and then tuck it in between the battery right here because it's a good spot for it. It's tucked away from everything and all moving parts. This way it's going to look factory. So I'm going to do that right quick. Alright, so the wires are all on. Next thing, I'm going to clip these zip ties and put all the plastics back on here and close everything up, and we'll call it a day. Alright, so we got the gas tank cover back on, and as you can see, we got our winch wires running right here. The negative cable I have running along with this negative cable right over here. The positive, I have that relay all taped up, tucked down there. This wire is tucked over right here. And these wires run right along the frame. Can't even see them, can't even tell that they're there. Seat is on, all the wires are nicely hidden away. Here you can see them, kind of. Let me grab my light. So here you can see them coming down along here. You can see the box there and the winch and the cables for the winch. So there's the winch, here are the cables for it, and let's turn it on. Final thing we got to do, okay, second to final thing, is mount this plastic piece back up. Alright, so this is in, that's on. One last step. Get out of here, plastic. The red, I don't even know what you call this, but flag, I guess. The, hey, look at me, I have a winch, I'm cool. No, I think it's the pull it so you don't have to grab it. Alright, it's all done. And this officially has a winch. Look at that. Next thing to come is mounting that plow right underneath this guy so we can start using it before we get really heavy snowfalls. But otherwise, I'm super happy that the winch is all mounted up. Four-wheeler's running great now. Now all we have to do is just have fun with the bad boy. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, like I said, next thing to come is mounting the plow. The winch is all done. That's it for this video. So, I mean, heck, next videos to come with this are hopefully after mounting the plow is plowing with it. So if you guys are looking forward to that, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos on this. Also, there is one other thing we got to do to it, and it's changing the ball joints, all four front ones, because this one, the lower one on this side is bad. So we are going to have to change that, but not too pertinent. I wanted to get the winch on, so that's down the road. But otherwise, if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead, be sure to hit that like button. If you didn't, go ahead and hit the dislike button, but let me know what I can improve on for next video. And as always, guys, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I greatly appreciate it, and I will catch you later. Bye.